Yo, today we here at my event. We're shooting for an episode, The Lineup. Okay, our history then and now. Hey y'all, this is Kief Brown, and right now you're watching The Lineup. Come on.
I mean that goes deep too. That mistrust and I mean shit. It was some of our own people, our own leaders lead us astray too. So
That's the worst.
That gets deep too.
That's the worst. And guess what? That feeling, like even if you didn't know, if you wasn't there at that time, like just to know that those type of people exist, it kind of stay on your mind. Like, man, who is in there is telling them where we stay at? Who in there is telling them what gas station we shop at? Like,
all our
I'm
money
like,
banking at? Who
exactly. Somebody telling them
exactly.
something.
Exactly.
Speaking of that, it's
Exactly.
like every time I look up, man, I see one of my strong brothers going down the road, man, down the road, jail. And I know for me growing up, you know what I'm saying? Like I've always felt like, well, if you ain't never been to jail, then you ain't really all the way. You know what I'm saying? Like,
jail
yeah,
make you
been to
hard.
jail. And I see that. I see that after I win. I said, well, this is not make you hard.
Yeah, that'll make you hard, bro.
It's this private prison system, man, like a modern day form of slavery. And I say modern day, but it's been going on forever. I mean, since way back in the day.
Yeah.
Talking about some 1840 something, like when they began, and I'm talking about this big deal.
What you took? You said so like what?
Private prison system.
Oh yeah, that they became a commodity. It became a problem. Definitely, I totally agree with that. But you know, that's your boy. That's your boy. That's your boy Biden. That's your boy. You went voted this shit, then your dog. You get out there.
I mean, I'm
you ain't want Trump, dude. You ain't want Trump.
100, right?
Hey, look, niggas didn't want Trump, so they had to go vote for Biden, huh?
For what it's worth, I didn't all the way know about him being that big and on the private prison system.
What, the architect of mass incarceration?
That's just me.
You didn't know he was
I
an
ain't know that.
architect?
And guess what? When
You didn't know he
I
wrote the bills?
personally feel like any kind of, especially when you're dealing with America, like it's hard to touch the top tier basis of what's going on without acknowledging where it started at. So it's like, Joe Biden's the architect, but it's like, man, come on, man. Angola's have been open since the 1800s. That's a prison in Louisiana where they've been slaving these folks since they could. Oh, y'all can't have them be slave no more? Okay, as soon as they steal a piece of gun, we're going to take them to jail and slave them there.
You can't justify what he did by saying they been.
No, I'm saying where did Joe Biden and come on, Bill Clinton. I know y'all love Bill Clinton. I could smell some Bill Clinton lovers.
Man,
they always there now.
Who?
No, I'm just saying, among in our community we love Bill.
Nah, I mean, I felt like I've always had an understanding about the Democratic Party versus the Republican Party. I've always claimed to be independent. You know what I'm saying? I've always claimed to be independent, but you ask 90% of black people why they vote Democrat, and they'll say because my parents did. Nobody has their own interpretation for themselves on why they decide to go with the Democratic Party. Because in all true actuality, in my opinion,
I mean, but they all people, right?
Facts.
Democrat, Republican, conservative, they human beings.
Well,
they entitled. You know what I'm saying? Like, if Joe Biden felt like this is something that could have helped at the time, you know what I'm saying? Like, it only sucked because it was my uncle's, right?
What do you mean?
When he was helping do the mass incarceration in the 90s.
Nah, who did it help? I mean, that was just, if you go back even through the Constitution, it was all based to keep, when they did the Constitution say black people, slavery is ended unless you incarcerated. Yeah. Then they started they started using black codes back in like Andrew Johnson, back in the they started using black codes and other ways of locking people up. Then locking us up for jaywalking, dumb shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So they got a history. So
history.
They penal system has always been a way to get free labor. Like that's always been they way of doing that.
And I'm only saying when you dealing with a country that's birthing generations with that mindset. I mean, what you mad at Joe Biden because he writing something down in the office?
Yeah, nigga.
He ain't start. I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm mad.
I'm saying not you. I'm saying as a people, it's like it's hard to be mad at Joe if we ain't mad at the first dude from Ku Klux Klan. He started the first jail. He was running in Mississippi for like 100 years, and he was. I'm just saying, like we gotta be mad at both.
I mean, shit. Well, you gonna go there? The Democratic Party started the KKK.
That's true too. I didn't say that, but if that's how you want to go, I'm just saying, what year did that happen?
That was in 1869 too, right?
Around the same time.
I mean, but then there was
sad. Look, sad, dark time.
Like
But
that.
then see, what the difference is that, you know what I'm saying? Okay, we're aware of those things, and then they wrote something called the Civil Rights. You understand? And then we started to receive our rights. You know what I'm saying? And then you find people like Joe Biden was like, there is a way around that. You know what I'm saying? And we'll just monetize the prison system, and we'll write a bill that the slightest thing is going to put anybody behind prison. But they targeted us. That's why we got a generation, this generation that we're dealing with, in my opinion, savages. Because they raised themselves.
So we are all in agreement that the community has been affected tremendously by mass incarceration. Okay, so we can all sing that. Yes.
Generational.
We've all been affected. Everybody lost an uncle or a cousin or a nephew. That, you know what I'm saying? No telling how much money was getting spent on the family down the road. And I just feel like as much stuff that go on in the prisons. It's like, damn, do y'all want them to leave? Look, I didn't say do the people who the people who in the jail want to leave. The people who run the jail, like, you ain't gotta go to jail. Look, man, you ain't gotta go to jail, man. I'm gonna let you do it. You need to stay up in, dude. We need to stick together.
America's a big business.
Big.
Business.
Exactly.
What is?
America
It is.
Period. LLC. And I always say that if you in
was
America
telling
and not practicing business first, it's kind of like you like the stepchild that like don't want to get with it. Like you could, like we the stepchildren, but it's like you could walk like everybody else in the house, Johnny, or you could stay like I'm different.
And
I'm different. Like what? How are you different? Cause I guarantee you, I can relate your grandfather to something. He ain't that different. He ain't you either though. You stand for something maybe different, but that's how long the lineage is to me. It's like that long for that many people, for me to have that many predecessors. Somebody could have slipped up. I can't even be mad at that.
America is a big business, right? And Donald Trump was running it like a business. He was good at the business part of it and bad at the public relation part of it. And I just feel like this election this year was a peace of mind election.
Okay.
We had two cancers, and we just was trying to figure out
Which one gonna kill us faster? Yeah, damn right.
We got rid of that one. You know what I'm saying? And that's the truth about it. Because it wasn't on he's a better person or he's a better person.
No.
So now do y'all think that things are going to be better specifically in the black community?
No.
I'm not talking about all of...
No.
Okay.
No.
That I ain't gonna lie, that had me drove sometimes when it come to vote. Okay, like no matter who I vote for, specifically the black community, which where I live in, just don't get better.
So if we comparing, my bad, if we comparing history then and history now, the difference between history then was, if you go back in time, we owned we had majority of the banks were black owned, majority of our own wealth was
now. In what time? Because I'm only 30, so I don't know. My life that never happened in my life.
When they started to change, when they started to try to break up what we was doing, was in like the early 1865, 69, the Freedmen's Act.
Yeah.
Like we had Frederick Douglass spend his own money to keep the freedmen banks open. Like he was a farmer. It was a lot of black Republican party. They was legislating over hundreds.
Yeah,
hundreds back then. Like
the blacks was Republicans.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. The Confederate Democratic Party started in the South, but
and you know what that means?
Yeah.
Okay.
But the point is though, the difference between then and now is entrepreneurship. They was entrepreneurs. They understood that to be in America is a capitalistic country, and it was based on that way of doing business. But we exceeded because we had all the trade. We was here, this is our land, so we understood what grew here. We was already we got that part. But that's the difference between then and now.
That sounds smart. That sounds like the cure.
Yeah, no,
like
the cure?
I mean, just for like, if you're wondering, like in selling black economy. It's like it wasn't always failing. Right?
Our economy ain't failing. We a $1 trillion industry.
But we don't run it though. But we don't run it. I feel like we at the bottom of the totem pole when it comes to ownership.
We just think we at the
ownership.
bottom. Right.
How? What ownership?
Bro, we just spend our money freely.
Right.
Yeah, well, I'm saying ownership. I don't want to confuse people watching. Ownership. When it comes to ownership,
But that's
as much as the black people spend.
I